The views expressed on this show do not reflect arch rival, Adidas, or any other companies associated with them. With that being said, enjoy.
It's the Fresh Club.
Stripe talk, 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 stripe talk. Adidas on the feet with Ray and Jonathan McQueen. Tune in every other week to get that stripe talk from the streets, huh? Stripe talk, 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 stripe talk. Adidas on the feet with Ray and Jonathan McQueen. Tune in every other week to get that stripe talk from the streets, huh?
What's going on, everybody? As always, it is your host, Ray Jefferson, alongside my co-host, Jonathan McQueen. John, what's going on, man?
Not so much, man. Just trying to be like you, man, whatever I can do.
This guy, man. Today is Tuesday the 6th, 1 week away from Portland, my friend, where we go up, everybody in the field. We can't wait to see you guys. So 1 week away from that, NBA Finals. It's 2-0 right now to the Warriors. It's looking like the Warriors might beat King James in the NBA Finals this year. Exciting news, I got to go to a concert last week, so that was awesome. Shout out to the weekend. I think all the instrumentals this week, besides our Only Stripes instrumental, should all be dedicated to the weekend because that concert was fire, man. How are you doing today on Tuesday, man?
Man, I'm just prepping for Portland, man. Obviously, we had a lot of deadlines too in the field, so working on that all weekend long. Definitely had it still going stores. So this week is all about recovering and getting ready for Portland, man. So didn't go to the weekend concert like you yesterday, man, but I was able to definitely just enjoy the family. So before we set it off with our first interview with Matt Powell, he is a sports industry analyst with the MPD group. If you definitely get on Twitter, want to follow him, he's a great follow. Twitter handle is @MPD Matt Powell. Definitely, like I said, great follow. And of course, before we set that interview off, we will go to our boy, Familiar Max, with the Only Stripes.
Do some stripes on the tee, on the tee. Do some stripes on the sneaks, on the sneaks. Once you take a look at me, look at me. Only gun they gon' see, gon' see. Only stripes, yeah. Only stripes, only stripes.
All right, so we are very fortunate to have on the line today Matt Powell. If you guys do not have Twitter, you must follow him. He is @NPD Matt Powell on Twitter. He is a sports industry analyst, and we are, like I said, very fortunate to have him on the line. How you doing today, Matt?
Great, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Like Jonathan said, we definitely appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to jump on Stripe Talk. So for the people at home that don't know you, go ahead and give them a little background about what you do.
Well, I'm the sports industry analyst at the NPD Group, which is a large market research firm, and we collect retail point-of-sale data from all of the major sports retailers in the United States and in some other countries around the world. And we aggregate that data, and then I represent the data to the marketplace, to the brands and the retailers, as well as to the press.
All right, so how did you even get into the current industry that you're in?
Sure. Well, I grew up as a retailer. I first started in the department store business and then moved over to the sports arena, and was involved in purchasing, buying for several different sporting goods retailers, Modell, Sportmart, Sneaker Stadium, MVP.com, and I decided I wanted to start my consulting business, and I had met a couple of hedge fund managers who asked me to do research for them on the sports brands and retailers, and that's what really started me off, and this is my 17th year now of doing research on the industry.
All right, so we usually have, consumers or end users on the show to talk about their shopping experience or to talk about products. But for us having an industry insider like yourself, we definitely want to focus more on the market and how the market is changing. So for Adidas, what was the biggest key for them as far as the U.S. market goes?
The real key for Adidas, particularly in the United States, was to develop an American approach to the product development and marketing, and they really blew up under Eric Liedtke's direction. Really blew up the way that they approached product development, and in doing so, they now have product that is extremely appropriate for the U.S. consumer, and sales have just taken off here like wildfire. It really started in probably November, December of 2015, so we're about a year and a half into it, and the sales numbers are just staggering. The best year I remember Adidas having in the U.S. Was a 10% market share, and that was about 2006, about the time that Adidas acquired Reebok, and that drifted all down to about 4% market share in 2015, and all of that share that Adidas gave up went to Nike Jordan. And since then, the Adidas share has risen quite steadily. In the month of April, Adidas had a 13% market share in the U.S., the highest number I've ever seen, and actually beat out Jordan as the number 2 sneaker brand in the U.S. for the month of April.
And as you said, Adidas definitely has been making a great push to win North American market. But financially, where was Adidas last year, and is it possible for Adidas to be number 1?
I think number 1 is probably out of reach. Nike has last year had 36% or so share in the U.S., and that's going to be a tough number to beat. Adidas at the end of last year had a 7% share, up from 4%, as I said, in 2015. But there's no question in my mind that Adidas can continue to take share in the United States, and it would not be impossible for them to be number 2 above Jordan, who ended up the year at 14.5% last year. But I think it will be very difficult to catch Nike here in the United States, just because of their heritage. But there's no question that Adidas can continue to grow here.
All right, and with growth comes great products. So what are some of the best products that you've seen in the U.S. that Adidas is focusing on and that consumers are really enjoying?
Well, I think the products that are key in the U.S. are really twofold. The classics, driven by Superstar, which in 2016 was the number 1 selling dollar volume shoe in the United States. The first time that in recent memory I have that wasn't a Nike shoe or a Jordan shoe. So again, another amazing achievement. So classics drove a lot of the business, and then what we might categorize as lifestyle running, other people call it modern running or comfort running. Shoes like NMD have really been a huge driver for the brand, and those are the 2 key fashion categories right now that are showing the greatest growth, in addition to what we would call casual athletic, meaning athletically inspired shoes, but really don't have any technology and aren't really a classic. And the Adidas Neo program, as you call it today, is a key factor there. So the 2 are really the 3 areas of growth, or the 3 areas where Adidas is having its greatest success.
All right, so you know you're going to have a lot of sneakerheads kind of mad at you on your answer, and you didn't even mention One Easy in that whole conversation. So why is that?
Sure, I think that particularly if you look at the Yeezy product and you look at the number of pairs that have gone out, it's really inconsequential to the total. So the sales of the shoes themselves have not been a driver. Boost has actually become a much bigger program, and probably would be larger if you weren't constrained by material inavailability. But it really hasn't been about Yeezy. It's really been about having great product. And the marketers hate it when I say this, but the best marketing campaign in the world won't move bad product, and good product will always find the light. And so if you have a combination of a great marketing program and really compelling product, that's when you can win.
All right, so obviously the Boost program is huge, like you were saying. A quick question for you: have you tried on Boost, and if so, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I tried Boost when it first came out, when you positioned it as a performance shoe and had it at Dick's with the ball on the rod that you could drop and demonstrate how the cushioning worked. And yeah, it's a very, very impressive product. It's very comfortable. I actually find it kind of humorous that my sneakerhead Twitter followers are talking about comfort. I described it. The only other people I've ever heard talk about comfort are mall walkers. But it's really interesting that comfort has really become a compelling sales story in the U.S. today, and we're seeing. I'm not going to mention other brands and products, but we're seeing lots of products that we could describe as comfort-driven that are getting some real attention right now, and clearly that's what's driving the boost enthusiasm in the U.S.
All right, Matt. Well, thank you once again for joining the show, and for those that want to follow you more, get some more of this inside information that you have, where can they follow you at? And also, the floor is yours if you want to add anything to the conversation.
Great. Well, I just would leave you with that. I think the future is very bright for Adidas in the U.S. and around the world. I'm looking for big things this year, and I would mention that if you want to get my blog, I write a blog about once a week on the business. If you link me on LinkedIn, I will add you to that distribution and let you know when those blogs come out. And again, my Twitter handle is at NPD Matt Powell.
Hey DJ, play that fire.
All right, thanks again to our guy, Matt Powell. Like you said, make sure you guys follow him on social media. He is always out there with the right numbers, trying to educate the end user and all the sneakerheads on Twitter. So again, we definitely appreciate that, Matt. And next up, before we get into our professional athlete, our guy, Noah Brown, I definitely, wanted to take some time out to shout out again to all the agents, as we are hyped to see you guys in Portland next week for training camp. And because of our route to training camp, we go up there twice a year being field agents. We actually dropped an exclusive item that you can get not only on our website, but also if you go through the stripeTALK app. It's called the Rose City Tee. It's a Portland exclusive. It's available online and, like I said, on the stripeTALK app right now. And we would love it if all of our field agent friends go ahead, support, rock that tee out there. We definitely got some cool giveaways. John, you want to talk about the little giveaways that we're going to do while we're out in Portland?
Definitely, man. Of course, we're going to come through, make sure that we have a little bit of merchandise. But I won't give anything away. But if you do find us at training camp, show us that you have the app downloaded. We'll definitely hook you up on the spot and make sure that you get some nice stripeTALK exclusive.
I feel like people going to bum rush us. They're going to figure out, they're going to look at all of our social media, see where we're at, run into the middle of training sessions like, oh no, yo, right, John, I got that. But no, man, I can't wait. Like I said, we can't wait to see everybody. And we're so hyped for training camp. And like I said, go support, copy your Rose City Tee. The awareness tee is always available. The Rose City Tee will actually only be available for the month of June. So again, don't sleep on it. I know you guys get paid next week, so make sure you go cop it and support. And like I was saying, supporting, that's our biggest thing. So me being from Jersey, I always got to support. And this guy came through for us this week. He's supporting us. My guy, Noah Brown, straight out of 973. We grew up together, families, awesome. He's, an amazing athlete, as you can already tell, since he is in the NFL. He was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys this past draft. He's going to be wearing number 85 out there on the field, straight out of Pope John. Drop that Starboy instrumental. Yeah. Put that one on. New Jersey's own Starboy, Mr. Noah Brown. Let me go ahead and call him up right now.
First off, man, I want to say congratulations. I haven't had a chance to talk to you since you got drafted and you got to the next step. So, man, congrats.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. It's a blessing.
All right, for those that haven't been following your journey from the beginning, go on and let them know the progress from New Jersey to Ohio State and now to the NFL.
First off, I grew up in a town called Flanders, New Jersey. Ended up going to high school about 30 minutes away, Pope John. And from that point on, I ended up, earning a scholarship to Ohio State, where I played for 3 years. My freshman year, I played as a true freshman. We ended up winning the national championship. And then my sophomore year, I ended up breaking my leg and sat out the whole season, which I feel like it was a determining part in my future in my career. And then there was last year where I was able to play and start for 1 year with Ohio State and had a pretty good year, and now I'm here with the Cowboys.
All right, man. So enough about the journey. Let's talk about some of the highlights, you know what I mean? And the first highlight that comes to mind when I think about Noah Brown is the catch of the year that you had, you know, versus Oklahoma on national television. I remember videotaping it, and I was sending it to your brother, and he had me laughing because he was actually at the game. You got interviewed. Twitter was blowing up about it. You were a trending topic. So go ahead, talk about just going viral in that catch.
Like Lil Wayne was tweeting about it, bro. That's crazy.
Right, you know, I mean, when I did it, I knew I had made a good play. I was excited about it because we were going into half, and it was just a big momentum play, but I had no clue it was going to blow up in the way that it did. To see Lil Wayne and everybody tweeting about it, it was crazy. I mean, but, you know, it was a play that, you know, I was fortunate to help my team, you know, come up with code on the winning side, and that was just part of it. So, you know, it was definitely something I was excited about, but again, it was just, you know, a play that I tried to do to help the team win.
So everybody obviously sees the whole college playing days and that catch of the year and all those accolades, but they don't understand that hard work and that journey that it takes to get into the league. So go on and let the listeners know how that process was after your last game at Ohio State, pro day, signing with Adidas, all that good stuff, and leading up to the draft, man.
Right. I mean, not a lot of people know that was probably the most stressful time of my life, really, because, you know, that's like the most major decision I've had to make to this date. And just really it was about just putting your head down and grinding, you know, staying out of the media and what people are talking about, and you know, what decision you made and stuff like that, and just trusting in God and trusting in your grind and your ability. And, you know, just the reward came on draft day. You know, hearing my name called and hearing that I have an opportunity to play for the Dallas Cowboys, you know, it made it all worth it. So, you know, I feel like it was definitely the most stressful part of my life, but, you know, also the most rewarding. You know, so now here I am now just trying to take advantage of it.
And one of your biggest recruiters was definitely your ex-teammate Ezekiel Elliott. He was in Jerry Jones and the offensive coordinator's ear trying to make sure that he got you down to Dallas and make sure that you were a star boy.
Right. I think, you know, that was real encouraging for me to see, because I feel like, you know, one of the best things you can have on your resume is somebody who's been with you, one of your peers, talking about the work that you've done. So I feel like that there's no better recommendation than that. And, you know, just speaking on playing with Zeke again, you know, he's an excellent running back, and playing with an excellent running back like that opens up the pass game in a tremendous way. So just being able to help him make plays in the blocking game, which is one of my strengths, and then just, you know, letting his run game help us make plays in the passing game, it just makes offense a whole lot easier. So, you know, I'm glad to be his teammate again. I'm glad to start making plays with him.
Yeah, now it's going to be sick, bro. They get you on the edge and you crack back or something like that. I can already see it. I'm already seeing it.
So now that we know a little bit about the journey and the process of getting into the league, tell us about that process on picking a brand to be associated with, and why was Adidas the best fit for you?
Right. Well, number one with me when picking a brand was comfort. You know, my feet are a huge part of the game, especially playing wide receiver, and I feel like I need to be, you know, comfortable during the whole game. And, you know, some of the things I experienced with other brands weren't exactly comfortable, and I feel like Adidas gave me the best chance to, you know, go out there and play and not have to worry about anything else. And, you know, obviously they have great style in their shoes and stuff like that. But, yeah, and number one with me was comfort, and I feel like there's not a better, you know, brand really for comfort cleat-wise, you know, than Adidas. So it's the process was pretty easy for me going into it, and I already knew what I wanted to be with.
And before I let you go, Big Dog, we definitely got to have all the listeners follow you. So go ahead, shout out your social media, let them know where they can find you at, and good luck this season, man. We definitely appreciate you jumping on.
All right, for both my social media, Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at NB_8, spell out the number 8 with the number 5 at the end, just the digit 5.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, bro. Anything you need, let me know. Hit me up, shoot me a text, whatever, and keep grinding, bro. You're going to be great. I know it.
No doubt, bro. I got you.
All right, man. Hey, NFL star in the making, man. So we're so glad to get Noah on the show, and we will definitely jump right into Words of Wisdom this week. I will go a little left with my man, Will Ferrell. I cannot go a day without thinking about the movie Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, or Step Brothers, quoting a line, man. So I'm going to go a little left with my Words of Wisdom this week with Will Ferrell. You will never truly be successful until you learn to get beyond yourself. Empathy and kindness are the true signs of emotional intelligence. So I'm definitely going to take some time out, man, to get more. And what you got for this week for What's It Worth, man?
All right, yo, you can never go wrong with a Will Ferrell quote. So I definitely respect that. Will Ferrell, like you said, is the man. Every movie he drops. He has another movie actually coming out, I think, when they're paying for their daughter's tuition. I forget what it's called, but it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's going to be hilarious. That's a must watch. So shout out to Will Ferrell. But this week, I'm going with my guy. Jonathan talks to me on a daily basis, so he knows that I like idolize this man, Gary Vaynerchuk, from VaynerMedia. I think that he is like the man when it comes to digital marketing and everything else like that. So I got a quote from him, from our guy Gary V, and it is, "Skills are cheap. Passion is priceless." And all that means is everybody has skills. He also has another quote where he basically says, you know, ideas are ish, fill in the blank. But execution is everything. And I think for us here at stripeTALK, me and Jonathan, that's like the thing that's linked us together from day one. It's just been the fact that, like, yeah, we're both visionaries. Yeah, we both understand that there's like a whole world out there, and it's up to us to go ahead and make things happen. But we also understand that a lot of people have ideas. It's not the idea. You know, we can put a bunch of people in the room and they can come up with ideas forever. The sweet spot, or the most important thing, is executing. And that's the thing. You know, it's easy to dream about it. It's much harder to execute it. And I think that for us, that's what we do. We execute. So my execution brother, I guess, I will see you in Portland in a couple of days, man. Get your bags packed, kiss the family, and yeah, man, stripeTALK, we out.